In this video, I want to share with you my favorite tension tamer for the upper back and chest after hours of desk driving. You'll need a block or a foam roller. I'm going to show you with the block because I think the foam roller will be pretty self-explanatory. They each have pros and cons. The block's going to be a little bit harder because you've got a sharp edge versus the nice rounded edge of a roller, but I actually like that feedback. If you don't have a roller, you have a block and it feels like too much, throw a blanket over it. And let's get started. So we're going to isolate first the upper back muscles starting at that bottom tip of the shoulder blades. So you could think bra line or heart rate monitor line. The block is going to be on mama bear. So baby bear is lowest, mama bear, and then papa bear. And you're going to flip around. So we're going to lie back onto that block or roller, so that edge is right around the bottom tip of the shoulder blades. And then feet are firmly planted on the ground to support the back, hands behind the head to support the neck. Woo, and already this is pretty tender. We're gonna keep the block where it is, and we're gonna dip ourselves back. Imagine you could round over the block. And depending on how spicy this is, how tight this area is for you, you may feel like you're not going very far, and that's fine. You could lift the hips off the ground, then lean back. And maybe after a few repetitions, you feel like I could lean back and then put my hips down. You're in charge. So take a few passes at this juncture. And then when you're ready, you'll slide yourself forward so the block goes about an inch higher. I'm just going to try to hit each little segment of the upper back here, and you'll repeat. You'll back bend, dip yourself back. Hands are supporting the head the whole time. You can experiment with the width of the elbows. One's not better, it's just going to give you a different kind of tone of those fibers. I like elbows a little bit more straight up so I can keep the tissue, the skin along the upper back a little more taut. Okay, another 30 seconds or so. Keep working your way up. You're always welcome to take longer to do this. Whew. Feeling a lot over here today. Okay, last few breaths. Get yourself as high as you can, that spine of the shoulder. And then you'll roll off your tool as gracefully as one can come off a block. Woo. And then you'll keep the block where it is, and now you're going to lie down on your left side with the block under the armpit. And notice that my elbow is above the block to support my head. I like knees bent. I feel a little more stable, but you could straighten the legs. You could also stack them. And then for me, right fingertips and on the ground in front is another little kickstand. And observe that you have just a little piece of that block in front of you and then a little bit behind you. And then once you get yourself set up, you're going to roll forward and back. So as you roll forward, you're getting into those pec minor muscles. And then as you lean back, right behind the armpit, we've got two muscles, the teres major, teres minor, that externally rotate the shoulder. We're also getting those intercostals between the ribs, maybe a little bit of the lats as we go down, maybe a little bit of the serratus. All those sticky spots for those of us that sit rounded over screens. And the next time you roll forward, you're going to try to get the corner of the block or the edge of the roller right inside the head of the shoulder. And maybe you can bring that left forearm down. Maybe you can stack the right forearm on top and then rest the head and take a few breaths. So you want to feel that corner kind of digging right into that pec minor, those tissues at the front of the chest, right inside the head of the shoulder. And unhinge your jaw, let out a deep breath. And then coming up and switching sides. So you'll flip over so your right side is on the block, hands supporting the head. Notice that you've got a little piece of the block in front, a little bit behind. And then when you get yourself there, rolling forward and backwards. And the next time you roll forward, see if you can get that right forearm down, maybe the left forearm on top, resting the head. Letting the body receive that pressure of the block. Try not to hold yourself up with the shoulders or the arms. And final breath. And then drawing yourself up. Take a moment to sit, just observing yourself. Whew. And please rinse, repeat, and reuse as much as you need. You don't want to lose that mobility in the back and the chest. So get yourself out of your desk, get those muscles back where they belong on their back, and be well.